Tep, Amanla, and Lafia. This is Quinton Crawford, author of the book Knowledge for Tomorrow, a summarized commentary of world history, nature, health, religion, organized crime, and inspiration for the youth. Now, this book is a call for change, a call for alteration of the present for a better future. It addresses urgent problems facing humanity and the rest of our planet, such as disrespect for nature, negative cultural domination, scientific corruption, organized crime, miseducation, racial pathology, and information that has been hidden selectively from the general public. Now, there is a little bit of important information I must give you, and that is partially about myself. And before I end this in my presentation about myself, I want you, during this time, hopefully I want you to get some type of paper or pencil or pen, something to write with, because when I'm done talking about myself for the next minute, you'll be ready. I am of course a local author here in California, and I would like to be in Africa. As a matter of fact, I will be in Africa pretty soon. Be teaching over there for a little while, and I have in my past, in my childhood or so, I have lived in England and Spain, South Carolina, of course nearby LA, Southern California, and many other places, New York, etc. My life path has been leading me to different things. This is one of them. I will also, in time in the future, I will be in Asia and some other areas of the world. Central America is one area that I'm trying to get to before next summer. Now, I have a poem here I want to read to you before I truly begin my talk with you in brief areas of the book here. And again, it's only an introduction to the entire book I'm going to give you. Study calls me to learn of my mothers and fathers in Africa, brothers and sisters of Asia, nieces and nephews of Europe, uncles and aunts among the natives of the Americas, and purity of spirit through all faiths. The world is my extended family. I honor all study that inspires the call for peace, truth, justice, and responsibility. Faith calls me to enlighten my respect for all forms of life, love, and directions to truth. I am an element of the love of all life for the realization of justice. I am love for humanity and direction to truth. I am a student of the universe around me. I am a teacher when I have been placed in positions to restore order to the laws of the universe. Through my path of study of my heritage, I have learned that I am a disciple of correct order. Faith calls me to thrive from the energy I am bound to respect. Faith calls me to open eyes to sights without focus, listen to sounds without distress and of distress, touch for the creation of healing, think with foresight, speak against evil words, and pray with a balance of dream and nature. Now, that was pretty deep in many ways, many people, and hopefully some of you out there are kind of metaphorically minded and you understand what I'm saying. Now, chapter 1 is titled Disrespect for Nature. Within this, I make some very profound statements that may help you understand things, not just the world around you, but also yourself. What many may consider a crisis in the environment, is really a social and cultural emergency. Critical thinking is necessary in order to recognize the relations of power involved in nature, as this is among the greatest social problems in world history. The understanding of power and wealth must change to their true meanings. One is that power is simply the release of potential and potential in action. Wealth is the gathered potential of earned resources and knowledge prepared to transform into wisdom. Knowledge of self is the actuality of natural and cultural heritage awareness. Again, knowledge of self is the actuality of natural and cultural heritage awareness. And I must stop here a moment and let you know that each chapter does relate to each other. This chapter, again, is called Disrespect for Nature, Chapter 1. Next chapter is on health. In Chapter 1, I mentioned a lot about the environment, of course. Sustainable development. Environmental justice. Environmental racism. And many principles that are needed in order to make sure you understand that you have the ability to change the world around you. Each one, teach one is one of the mottos. There are many principles that you may want to consider looking up, and one of them is within an organization called the Earth Charter. The Earth Charter is basically a people's charter. One of the step-ups from the degradations of the United Nations. The peoples of the world cannot truly belong to nations. The peoples of the world must belong to themselves. And nature, of course. Nations are imaginary boundaries, which in time naturally will dissolve, because humanity cannot allot that as a part of its nature over too long of a time of period. As a matter of fact, majority of peoples of the world do not believe in such territorial boundaries. International trade, intercontinental trade beyond the time frame of today has been happening. The ancient Africans, Egypt and other places around the world have been trading technologies and other information. And if you look back at the pyramids in China, which I mentioned in Chapter 8, and the pyramids of the Aztecs, and of course the pyramids of Egypt and Central Africa. Of course, the ones in Africa are older, and plus the trade acknowledgement between peoples of the world started from Africa to elsewhere, as Africa is verifiably the center of humanity. Now, Africa is now a shattered diamond, but bonding together again. Chapter 2 deals with the Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Ashe Harambe. This is Quinton Crawford, author of the book Knowledge for Tomorrow, giving you a short mention before I move on. Please, any of you out there that have the access and ability to do this, please take special note to anyone reading this book, or maybe able to read this book, Knowledge for Tomorrow, or a connection to any movie production. It is time that historically correct movies documenting the true lives of people like King Taharka, Queen Nzinga, Nat Turner, the true Hannibal, Marcus Garvey, Emilio Zapata, the ancient Hawaii, Che Guevara, and the conquest of Mexico, the Nubians, and so on, be made today and now. The time is right. Information is readily available. The audience is here, and the worth of humanity is enormous. Movie sales for things like Alexander the So-Called Great, Indiana Jones, and other movies like that glamorize thieves are no longer truly relevant for the progress of humanity. They're only relevant for the pride of the people of thieves. It's time to create movies for reality and for the true heroes of humanity. Amanna.